Happy New Year, everyone, from In the Upper Room Outreach Ministries. Michael's laughing because I was trying to talk to Dave, the cameraman, and he's trying to count us down at the same time. It's multitasking. It's fine.
Indeed. Happy New Year.
He can handle it. He got it.
He got it right on
He
signal.
did.
If I didn't give it away by laughing, nobody would have ever known.
But don't we always give it away by laughing?
Always.
The funniest thing was when I was looking at our Christmas party show,
Yeah.
that was so funny.
I'm telling you.
I just tried to hold together, and I had 5 seconds, and then Pastor D moved, and it was done.
Man, I'm telling you. You did a great job, too, with the editing of that. And at home, go online, youtube.com/intheupperroom. If you missed it live, check out that Christmas party. We had a ball.
We did. We had a really good time, and we want to thank LRC Restaurant for catering for us.
Yes.
And Chris Sablekis was very instrumental in making all of that come together. So a big
Sure
thank
was,
you, and
yeah.
all the people that came, and we just had a great time.
Exactly.
Our 3rd annual.
Yes.
It was fantastic.
That catering was awesome.
Yeah, it was good.
And I got it burned into my mind. I will never forget that slogan at home. LRC is the place to be. Let your taste buds be the judge.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely. It's
yeah.
right here next to the studio. If you'd like to come and try it yourself, don't take our word for it. Try it out for yourself. And then someone designed the menu, so that's all good.
Hey, you know what? Interchange of business
exactly.
and services. That's what it's all about.
Agreed.
Agreed. How are you doing in 2013?
So far, so good in 2013. Absolutely zero complaints.
All right, me too.
So, actually, I was having a very, very interesting conversation with Pastor D right before we went on.
Okay.
You know, about goals and, like just where does God, what does God have in store?
Mm-hmm.
And how can just guidance on being still
Right.
and not saying this is what I want and marching forward on that path.
Yeah.
Because I have a tendency to do that.
Well, you're a go-getter. It's funny because I was reflecting and just thinking this morning, Shauna, about that very thing. I don't know if it was like the Mike Riley year in review that I was having, but, you look at how far you've come. Mm-hmm. And it's good to step back and take a measure, and then you can really get some gratitude. Start off the year, you may be going through something, and then you make it through. And a wise person recently told me that scars mean that you survived.
Exactly.
Exactly. and I look back and got a couple scars this year, but I survived.
Yep.
And that you shared that with me.
That full line is scars don't form on the dead. If you have a scar, it means you survived.
Indeed.
So, and then that very same exercise was actually a formal Bible study exercise at Faith Home Ministries.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to admit, the first year that Pastor Michael and Pastor Catherine asked us to do that exercise, I was confused. I had my heels dug in. I was a little bit like, I don't have time for church homework. I got real homework, It's a horrible attitude.
Yep, I got you.
The first year, but I did it.
Yeah.
But there was that, that rebellious spirit. I was a baby Christian at the time, and I liked the learning aspect of the ministry, but I was also like, but I have a paper due, So, but we had to do that exercise. We had to go back and look at the entire year, and you had to just write things about yourself, what you have done, what God brought you through, what God was still working through with you.
Right.
And it was also an exercise in something as worldly as being able to speak about yourself intelligently and positively for your life, your career, your progression, so
Yes.
you could, demonstrate to people
Right.
who happen to be in a position to hire you or not that I am worth it. Like
Right.
I am someone that you do want to have on your team.
Yeah.
And here's why, because these are the things that I've already accomplished. Not in a bragging or boastful way, but in a knowledge of who you are as a child of Christ way.
Right.
So
Right.
I did that for 10 years, every year. We had to do that. It was a great exercise.
Yeah. I mean, the benefits, taking that self-inventory, there's measurable benefits. And, something I've learned also, Shauna, is it does us well to just put our best foot forward because, number one, you never know who's watching. And believe me, I've heard positive feedback from people, say, for instance, who watch this program and some of the other programs. They're very in tune as to whether or not you have a positive message or not so positive
Right.
message. And sometimes people think that, being loud and being aggressive is the only way to get people's attention. but that's not necessarily so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can have a quiet message, but if it's on point, somebody's going to receive it.
I had that conversation with Terry and Carter years and years and years and years ago. We were having a debate walking through Brandywine in front of the river, because you know he used to drag me places. I'm like, why am I standing on a rock in the middle of the Brandywine River? And he's like, just hold it for one more second.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, the water's on my feet, Carter. But we had just left that type of shoot. My feet were wet, my jeans were wet, and Terry and I were talking about something, and I was trying to explain to her that this message that I was getting from one of her friends was such a slap in the face that it could be in the best message. It could have been full of truth, but the delivery was so hostile and so aggressive that my spirit couldn't receive it. Because my flesh got in the way. My flesh was like, "You're offensive.
Right.
I don't hear you."
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it does matter, you know,
It
how
does.
things are
does.
brought forward.
You know, I was thinking a lot this morning, because I was thinking about our service that we try to give to the community through this program. And, you know, one of the things I know that we try to do is we try to bring people together. And we seem to have our finger on the pulse of the talents in our community, and to be able to introduce them and to help them share that talent, that's one of our main things. And you know, a lot of times what we hear in terms of self-awareness and things of that nature is become informed, become informed, become
Right.
informed. Well, that is true. We need to be informed. However, that's not the completion of the process. You can get information. However, intelligence is defined in how you apply the information. So yes, be informed, but we also must develop the intelligence.
You can't go in one ear and out the other.
Exactly.
Right.
And then, like you said, sort of model ourselves in a way that we can present it in the right way. So, I mean, to me, that sums up the mission of Sister Dottie Neal through this program, Anthony and Terry Carter, yourself all through the years, and hopefully myself.
Definitely.
So anyway, that was that.
That was,
Lot
you
of
did a lot of
thinking
thinking.
I was thinking.
You
I had
did a
my
lot
thinking
of
cap
thinking.
on today.
I wanted to give a shout out to whoever it is I ran into at the gas station at Wawa yesterday.
Oh,
You know how it know how it goes.
I got to give a shout out to Wayne, did I say?
Who just called.
Who just called
Hi,
right before we
Wayne.
went live. Hey, Wayne, thanks for watching. You let us know you're watching. Yeah, we do want to work with you. You mentioned about you wanted to get some advertising on the program. We welcome that. We welcome that not only from Wayne, but from all of you businesses, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, faith-based organizations. Our door is open and our ears are open. We want to hear from you.
Absolutely, that's what we're here for.
I got another shout out.
Go ahead.
Wow, man, this so touched me, Shauna. Christmas Eve, I got a call from my good friend, Mr. Jim Gilliam. And to me, he personifies what a gentleman is. And I had the pleasure of having a fellowship with him and his daughter, Patty, and a couple of their friends. And I just want to thank you for being my friend. And thank you for raising such a sweet daughter and for being so hospitable. What a happy holiday you made it for me on Christmas Day with
That's
my friend
wonderful.
Jim Gilliam.
That is really wonderful.
Yeah.
That's